There is a moment, and if you have ever loved someone and lost them, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you reach for your phone to text them something funny. Maybe you just heard a song. Maybe something ridiculous happened at work. Maybe you saw something on the street that only they would understand. And then it hits you, like a door slamming shut inside your chest. You cannot text them, they are gone. And suddenly, the absence of one single human being feels like the entire world has developed a hole in it that nothing else can fill. You lie awake at 3 in the morning, running conversations through your head. You replay moments that are months or even years old, as if your brain is torturing you on purpose. You smell their cologne or their perfume in a random grocery store aisle, and your whole body freezes. You are not dramatic. You are not weak. You are not imagining things. You are experiencing one of the most powerful and least understood neurological and psychological events that a human being can go through. And today, we are going to talk about the real reason you miss someone so much, not the surface-level answer, not the simple "you loved them" explanation. The deep, biological, psychological, almost uncomfortable truth about what is actually happening inside your brain and your body when someone significant walks out of your life. Because understanding this, truly understanding it, might just be the thing that finally lets you breathe again. Your brain treated that person like a drug. Let us start with the science, because the science is genuinely shocking. When you are in a close relationship with someone, romantic or otherwise, your brain begins releasing a cocktail of neurochemicals every single time you interact with them. We are talking about dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and norepinephrine. These are the same chemicals that fire when someone eats their favorite food, wins a competition, or in extreme cases, uses addictive substances. Here is what researchers discovered that changed everything about how psychologists understand grief and longing. A study published in the Journal of Neurophysiology found that when participants who had recently gone through a breakup were shown photographs of their ex-partners, the regions of their brains that activated were the same regions associated with cocaine craving and addiction. Read that again. Your brain, when missing someone, behaves in a way that is neurologically almost identical to the brain of someone craving an addictive substance. This means that when that person leaves your life, your brain enters a state that is genuinely comparable to withdrawal. The dopamine hits that used to come from their laugh, their text messages, their presence in the same room, those have stopped. And your brain is desperately, almost frantically searching for the next hit that is never coming. This is why you obsessively check their social media. This is why you drive past their old apartment, even when you tell yourself you are not going to. This is why you cannot stop thinking about them, even when you desperately want to. Your brain is in withdrawal, and it will do almost anything to get back to its previous chemical baseline. You are not crazy. You are chemically dependent on a person who is no longer there. And that is one of the most painful experiences a human nervous system can endure. You did not just lose a person. You lost a version of yourself. Now here is where it gets even deeper, and this is the part that most people never talk about. When you are close to someone, when they become a significant part of your daily life, something extraordinary happens. They become woven into your identity, not in a metaphorical, poetic sense, in a very real, psychological sense. Psychologists call this concept self-expansion theory, first developed by Arthur and Elaine Aron in the 1990s. The idea is that when we fall in love or develop a deep connection with someone, we literally incorporate aspects of that person into our own sense of self. Their opinions start to inform your opinions. Their habits bleed into your routines. Their way of seeing the world quietly reshapes how you see the world. You start using phrases they used. You develop opinions about things you never cared about before because they cared about them. Your weekend routines, your sleep schedule, your food preferences, your humor. All of it bends slightly in the direction of the person you love. And here is the devastating part of this theory. When that person leaves, you do not just lose them. You lose the version of yourself that existed because of them. You lose the person you were when you were with them. You lose the identity you had partially built around their presence. So when people say, "I feel like I lost a part of myself," they are not being dramatic. They are describing something that is psychologically and neurologically real. A piece of the self-concept they had carefully constructed over months or years has been suddenly removed. And the brain and the personality have to scramble to figure out who exactly they are now. This is why missing someone is so disorienting. It is not just loneliness. It is an identity crisis happening underneath the surface that most people do not even recognize as an identity crisis. The memory machine has been hacked. Your brain is not a fair or accurate record keeper, especially when it comes to people you love. There is a well-documented psychological phenomenon called rosy retrospection, sometimes referred to as the fading affect bias. What this means is that over time, your brain naturally filters out the negative memories of a person or an experience and amplifies the positive ones. The fights become blurry. The ways they hurt you become vague. But the afternoon you spent laughing together on a rainy day, that becomes vivid and golden and almost cinematic in your memory. This is your brain working against you in the cruelest possible way. Because when you miss someone, you are not missing the full, real, complicated human being they actually were. You are missing the curated highlight reel your brain has constructed of them. You are missing a version of them that your own memory has edited and polished and made more beautiful than reality ever was. This is why you sometimes miss people who genuinely were not good for you. This is why you miss relationships that, if you are honest with yourself in your most clear-headed moments, you know were not actually making you happy. Your brain has quietly removed all the difficult scenes from the film and left you with nothing but the beautiful ones. Understanding this does not make the pain go away, but it does allow you to ask yourself a more honest question. Are you missing the person, or are you missing the memory your brain has constructed of them? You are grieving a future that never happened. This is perhaps the most overlooked dimension of missing someone, and it might be the heaviest one. When we love someone, we do not just exist with them in the present. We build an entire future with them inside our imagination. You picture future holidays, future mornings, future arguments you will have and make up from, future versions of your life that include their face, their voice, their specific way of making coffee or falling asleep. You have invested emotional energy not just in the person who existed, but in the entire imagined life that existed between you in your mind. When they leave, you do not just lose the present relationship. You lose every single one of those imagined futures. You have to grieve a life that never actually happened. You have to mourn mornings that never took place, trips that were never taken, conversations that were never spoken. Psychologists sometimes call this ambiguous loss, and it is particularly brutal because there is no ritual for it. When someone dies, society gives you a funeral. People bring food. They acknowledge your grief as real and worthy of attention. But when you are sitting alone grieving a future that only ever lived in your own imagination, nobody brings you anything. The world keeps moving, and you are left holding the weight of a loss that is completely invisible to everyone around you. The social brain and the wound of disconnection. Human beings are not designed to be alone. This is not a philosophical observation. This is a biological fact. Matthew Lieberman, a social neuroscience researcher at the University of California, Los Angeles, has spent decades studying what happens to the brain during social disconnection. His research reveals something extraordinary. The same neural regions that process physical pain, that register the sensation of burning your hand on a stove or breaking a bone, are the exact same regions that activate when we experience social rejection or loss. Your brain does not distinguish between physical pain and social pain. To your nervous system, losing an important person feels as real and as physically threatening as a bodily wound. This is not metaphor. When you say your heart hurts, something in your brain is actually registering a signal that functions very similarly to physical injury. And evolutionarily, this makes complete sense. For the vast majority of human history, going back hundreds of thousands of years, social disconnection was literally life-threatening. A human alone on the savannah was a dead human. Third, be honest about your memories. When you start to spiral into longing, gently ask yourself whether you are remembering the full picture. Allow yourself to remember the hard parts too. Not to demonize the person you lost, but to miss someone real rather than an idealized fiction. And finally, give yourself radical permission to take time. The brain needs time to recalibrate. The neurochemical systems need time to rebalance. The identity needs time to reconstruct itself. None of this happens in the timeline that other people or your own impatience would prefer. The real reason you miss someone so much after they leave is not simply because you loved them. It is because your brain built a dependency around their presence. It is because your identity partially fused with theirs. It is because your memory has preserved the best of them while quietly erasing the rest. It is because you are grieving futures that existed only in your imagination. And it is because your nervous system is responding to their absence as though your survival is genuinely at stake. You are not too sensitive. You are not too attached. You are not broken. You are deeply, profoundly, beautifully human. And that, as painful as it is right now, is something worth holding on to.